fire, 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 fire. How Nintendo killed the GameCube. Oh, I love the GameCube. Chat, did you guys have a GameCube or play on one? I did. No, I did. No. Yes. Yeah. I had two. I still have mine. I loved my GameCube. Yeah, I had my friend that had one and we played it. I played it once with my cousin. Yes, and it was great. It's sad. I want to know what happened to it, so I guess like now we'll find out. So you know, for GameCube? What? I'm pretty sure GameCube came out in like 2005, I think. Нет, даже не знал, что существует. Wow. 2001? Oh shit. I played it back in like 2006 or 4 or 5. My brother was a PlayStation person. Oh, okay. Yeah, I played it back in 2005, I think.
The GameCube is one of the best remembered consoles of all time, and yet it was a commercial failure. So what happened? Let's find out. It's 1999.
Oh,
the Spice
shit.
Girls are at the peak of their powers. Vladimir
I just saw some
Putin has just
titties.
been made acting president of Russia, and the total
Oh,
human
no.
population has just surpassed 6 billion for the first time. In May of that
PS2
year,
ate its
Nintendo
lunch.
announced
Yeah.
that they were working on a new console. Codenamed Project Dolphin, it was due to be released the next year, just in time to compete with Sony's PlayStation 2. The first
Yeah, you're right. I think that's why it fucking got destroyed. PlayStation 2 was so good. I think if they made it earlier, it probably would have succeeded more.
PlayStation had beaten Nintendo's N64 to market and rapidly outsold it. The famously unreliable cartridge system and its stomach-stabbing controller looked like relics from another era. Sony's new kid on the block became an instant market leader, and Microsoft's new fetus on the block was looking threatening.
Xbox!
Nintendo were in danger of looking old-fashioned, and this was reflected in their upper management. By the turn of the millennium, Hiroshi Yamauchi had served as Nintendo's president for over 50 years. Despite leading the company through its golden age, Yamauchi's leadership was starting to look a little bit rusty, especially after his support of the migraine-inducing...
This is such a fucking bad... This was... I remember, I think it was the Angry Game Nerd or whatever his name was. He reviewed this and he had one of these and he said it was like seizure-inducing, how bad the game was, and this was allowed.
Boy. And Nintendo
He
had reason
okayed
to
this.
worry. In 1998, veteran developer Sega had died on their arse with the release of the Dreamcast, a device named after the deep, permanent sleep you entered after playing more than 2 minutes of Shenmue.
Shenmue, dude.
Good, that's it. Next, press the accelerator.
The
Oh,
Dreamcast
hell
sold
yeah.
fewer than 10 million units, and the company hemorrhaged money harder than their spiky blue mascot. Keen to avoid Sega's ring-spewing fate, Nintendo were determined to beat Sony to market and position Project Dolphin as the future of gaming. They unveiled the Blurple lunchbox in 2000 at Nintendo's
Blurple
Space. They also
lunchbox.
teased a cluster of high-profile games with
Oh.
recognizable characters, like Luigi's Mansion, Metroid Prime, and more importantly, something called Meowth's Dance Party. Meowth himself even made an appearance at the event.
Oh shit!
Yeah! Meowth! Oh god, yeah, I'm so excited! Meowth!
Yeah, meow,
But someone was
meow.
missing. A certain mustachioed pipe pounder was conspicuously absent from promotional material, only appearing in Super Smash Bros. Melee. And
I
that
wonder
Meowth's
why.
Dance Party game was actually a technical demo that would never see release. No, Meowth is bullshit!
Pipe pounder?
By the
He's
time of this
pounding your
announcement,
mom's
the
pipe.
GameCube was basically finished.
Look at him fucking hold it like a lunchbox too. Do you see the handle on it too? I forgot that was a thing.
Was lagging behind, forcing the company to delay the release
It's
until
so
late
good.
2001 and allowing Sony to beat them to market once again. Sony's shock and awe campaign successfully presented the PS2 as some kind of holy relic that had somehow been
God,
flushed down
PS2
the
was so
toilet of
good,
an alien
man.
Mothership. The PlayStation 2 was bigger than the Beatles and Jesus combined.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
people promptly arrived
Absolutely
to worship their
agree.
new god, with one Tokyo store recording over 5,000 people waiting outside its door on the first night.
Look
of
at them
sale.
going
Not
crazy
only
too.
had
They're
Sony
like,
spent
oh my god, I
happily
want it, I
beating
need
Nintendo out of the starting gate, they'd also successfully promoted their product as the more powerful device. After witnessing PlayStation Mania, Nintendo refused to delay any longer and released the GameCube without its full roster of release titles. It arrived in Japan in September 2001 and launched 2 months later in the
GameCube, man.
with a $75 million
With its ugly ass controller.
But that was lunch money compared to the $500 million marketing campaign that launched the Xbox.
I mean, The Rock doesn't impress easily, Bill, you know that, but I'm pretty damn impressed
The Rock
with what we're seeing here.
The Rock promoted the Xbox? Holy. It was actually strong. I didn't know that.
Rock, that is impressive.
But they were Nintendo, damn
Wrestling
it.
was
They
huge.
didn't
Yeah,
need to
yeah,
spend
yeah.
loads of money
I just
telling
didn't
people who
know
they
that he
were,
was
because
part
they
of
already
promotion.
had legions of loyal fans who were willing to wait all night just to sniff a pair of Wario's overalls.
It's very realistic. It's better than any other system that I played before.
In a launch promotion called What Would You Do for a GameCube, Nintendo encouraged their fans to publicly humiliate themselves to prove that they wanted the GameCube the mostest. One woman ate a GameCube made entirely of cat food. This guy
She ate an entire GameCube made out of cat food. That's actually disgusting. Have you guys ever, like, tried cat food? I've heard it tastes like metal because that's what they fucking... Like, the meat itself tastes really metallic. There's no seasoning to it because cats and dogs don't need seasoning. Yeah. That is so gross. It won't make you, like, ill physically. It's just not suitable for the human palate.
I attempted and failed to juggle a load of old Nintendo consoles. An imagination-starved cosplay couple went with the awkward public
Depends on the brand, some taste
and
good.
this kid-
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, it's bland usually. It probably doesn't taste good. It's
painted himself
edible.
blue and ate a load of worm-filled dirt in an apparent ode to the yet unreleased
Damn, Tammy.
game.
Damn.
He won. But despite the fervour of Nintendo's worm-eating fans, the GameCube underwhelmed at launch. The games
Yeah.
it arrived with just weren't good enough, and considering Microsoft's Battle briefcase premiered with the greatest launch title of all time,
Yeah, I might want to use that sometime, Bill.
Nintendo was looking worse for wear. They did have Luigi's Mansion, which people were excited about at the time, but looking back, it was nothing more than a glorified tech demo where you ran around a dilapidated building sucking off ghosts. There was also the forgettable Wave Race Blue Storm
Sucking
and
off
Rogue
ghosts.
Squadron Rogue
Poggers.
Leader, a game that was about as repetitive as its own
Earl.
title. But the one
Sleep
thing it
tight,
did do,
Stinky.
it did good. But then there was also Simian Sphere Simulator, better known as Super Monkey Ball. A terrific
Super
game
Monkey
where
Ball
you
was
guide a
awesome.
bubble-bound chimp around pieces of an exploded mini-golf course and a series of Japanese karaoke backgrounds, I guess. It was simple but brilliant, hiding genius design behind its cutesy aesthetic, much like the GameCube itself. To understand the cultish appeal of the GameCube, you only have to spend a little bit of time with one. Everything
Nora.
about it is designed to make you fall in love. The unique shape, the inviting indigo color, and the satisfying buttons. Listen to that.
The fucking button to, like, open up the fucking GameCube to put the disc in, that was so good.
It sounds good from here. It's good. Yeah. Even the controller ports and the card reader were
Yeah,
designed
it's
to
a
look like
nice,
cute
it's a
little
nice,
faces,
it's a
which was only
well-designed
slightly
console.
undercut when you jammed a memory card in its little mouth hole. It didn't just look friendly either. Friendliness was built into its very function. Its small size, lightweight, and much mocked back handle made it uniquely portable.
It's a
It
tough
was
sell.
designed to be taken to
Yeah,
a friend's
again,
house.
I think if PS2 didn't exist and maybe if, like, Xbox didn't come with Halo, I think they would have done better.
And played together. The GameCube controller, too, was a work of art. It was a reimagining of the N64 controller if it had been designed for human hands. Losing the stomach-stabbing middle prong and attaching the nipple-like C-stick for 3D directional
Nipple.
Although it wasn't perfect.
What?
The Z trigger on the right side was a welcome addition, but there wasn't a corresponding one on the left side, which wrecked the controller's symmetry.
It's free real estate.
Nintendo also sold the first-party wireless controller, the Wavebird controller, finally allowing gamers to lay far back from the television and twiddle their C-stick as they fell into a blissful vegetative state. Unless, of course, you were playing Smash. Super Smash Bros. Melee was annoying to say, but brilliant to play.
I fucking loved
Its fast
Smash.
pace, roster of recognizable characters,
was
blistering orchestral
amazing.
score, and the way the announcer guy said game. Yeah, like that. It's certainly the title with the most lasting
What did you
appeal,
mean?
retaining a large,
Pikachu,
famously stinky
Kirby.
fan base to this day. The only thing that it was missing was Meowth. Meowthlessness aside,
Yeah,
Smash
I
was
think
one
I
of
only
the
played
greatest
Pikachu
multiplayer games
and
of all time. Forging
Kirby,
this
'cause I was a little
friendships has
kid.
inspired rage-induced
That's what appealed
controller
to
wire
me.
strangulations over your friend's overuse of Kirby's pound move. It's not
Yeah,
fair, it's
yeah.
too good.
Yep,
It shifted
yep.
7.4 million
Yeah, all the
copies
cues.
over
I was
console's
a tiny
lifespan,
kid.
which was
I didn't know
incredible,
any better. I
but
just played whatever I
necessary.
thought was
You
cute.
see, Nintendo were intentionally losing $20 for every console they sold. The idea being that Nintendo would shift more units under the cheaper price and would then make the money back selling their own self-produced games. Their Italian stallion finally squirted his way onto the GameCube
Super
in
Mario
summer
Sunshine was so
2002
good.
in the breezy Super Mario Sunshine,
It was
which
so
was
good.
objectively the worst 3D Mario game, just saying, still good, but it was the worst one. The life
I loved Super Mario Sunshine. Are you kidding me? It was awesome. I love the soundtrack. Okay,
simulator
whatever.
come cutesy soap opera antics of Animal Crossing.
Animal
arrived
Crossing
in
was good
September of the
too.
same year, with Metroid Prime following a month later. But ultimately, their releases would end up being too few and far between. The GameCube just lacked the enormous libraries offered by their competitors, and this was down to its biggest little weakness: its tiny discs. These
Discs.
3-inch wonders were a smart bit of design. They helped prevent piracy, drop production costs, and reduce load times, but they were only able to hold about 1.4 gigabytes of data, which was about a quarter of what competing discs could offer. The GameCube and its tiny discs are sobering proof that no matter how clever or innovative you think you are, size still matters. Because it was hard to stuff a whole game on one of the discs, many
Stuff a
third-party
whole
developers
arm.
didn't bother porting their games to Nintendo's system. And those that did make it across were often ugly, buggy, or just unnecessary. Like
True.
the dual-wielding drudgery of Die Hard Vendetta, a game whose major innovation was letting you take and murder
Chat, you have a
hostages
huge disc.
as the hero of the film series, John McClane.
Nintendo still has this issue. Yeah, you're right.
Hey, pal, what happened? Bite my sack, will ya? Get out
Bite my
Major
sack!
studios like Acclaim and Eidos jumped ship, and in 2002, Nintendo lost the legendary British developer Rare, also known as Rareware. And this was really bad,
Rareware!
because Rare, despite also making a load of child-friendly collectathons, they also made stuff
Banjo-Kazooie.
like the N64's classic GoldenEye or the less good but still relevant Perfect Dark. Die Hard Vendetta's neck-snapping, orphan-making action aside, there just weren't many games for the older, greasier gamer. The GameCube didn't release in Europe until May 2002, and by that time Nintendo were aware of the problem they were having with older consumers. So they launched in Europe with a spruced-up marketing campaign directed at the gaming industries and the Catholic Church's favourite demographic: young males aged 13 to 17. The centerpiece of which was a series of edgy commercials featuring ninjas trapped in a pretentious performance art
wait, I
piece,
actually
and
remember
this one that
this.
looks more like a deodorant advert for date rapists. My favourite one, though, featured this gamer in an apparent cube-based psychotic episode.
That's fucking
lobotomized by the
awesome,
sight of
man.
roaming Pikmin.
I remember
was
this
all part of
ad.
a
It's so
larger
weird.
identity crisis at Nintendo, as they poured cash into things like Cube Club Nights and the Nintendo
Cube
Beauty
Club
Festival,
Nights? That sounds
video
like a
game
drug
music
show.
festival that ran for 3 years. These teen and adult-focused campaigns completely flopped, and it was all because they alienated Nintendo's real core demographic: the parents who actually buy the console. This was 2002. Grand Theft Auto Vice City's hooker-murdering antics had caused a tsunami of mainstream media hysteria. Skittish conservative parents were looking for the family-friendly console, and Nintendo were telling them that they weren't it. This was a major marketing misfire, because it was completely ill-suited for the cute kawaii device that they were actually selling.
Kawaii,
And Nintendo
dude.
themselves admitted that they didn't
At
really
least say it
understand
right,
or
come
approve
on.
of Western appetites for
Kawaii.
violent games. With one Nintendo executive quoted as saying, "Consumers don't want fun anymore, they just want to kill people in HD."
Yeah,
The only
that's
other
me.
vaguely adult games that were available on the GameCube were things like BMX XXX, also known as Tony Hawk's Ho Skater, and
Ooh, she got
the
titties on the
psychological
screen,
horror
damn.
masterpiece, Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. Ooh, scary. Eternal Darkness was a genuinely creepy experimental game. It's all about an
shit.
ancient power struggle between godlike creatures, including this pus monster from outer space, and their impact on 12 ordinary humans. It all takes place over 12
Monka.
non-chronological levels, including one set in medieval Cambodia. Name literally anything else set then. The disorientating camera angles and
I remember hearing
spooktacular
about this
cor-
game. Didn't it like freak people out? I think I remember people freaking out about this game because they said it was too scary.
Choral score actually got you wrapped up in the Lovecraft fanfiction storyline, but it's best remembered for its sanity meter and the trippy effects that tried to convince you that your console had disconnected or erased your save file.
Yeah.
It actively tried to fuck with you, and you've got to respect that. By 2003,
pretty cool,
the PlayStation
actually.
2 was well on its way to becoming the best-selling console of all time. In reaction, Nintendo reduced the price of the GameCube to a pretty extraordinary $99. And with not many big titles on the horizon, and with third-party developers jumping off their sinking ship, Nintendo had no choice but to focus on their loyal fans and sell them as much cheap plastic crap as possible.
No, man. My friend had this, the Donkey Kong drums. She had this game and she bought it.
Like the DK bongos,
Yep,
which could
the
only be
Mongos,
reused for
man.
this tedious rhythm game called Donkey Konga. Made with
Dude.
basement-level production costs, it arrived just in time for the holidays.
I fucking love this game, I'm
But
gonna
there
be
were
honest.
other
It was
add-ons that
awesome as a
actually
little
made
kid.
sense. There was the console's $35 broadband adapter that took the GameCube online. You plugged it into the cereal port here, which I have instead filled with cereal, which is probably a better use for it because the GameCube only actually had 4 games that were online, one of which was only released in Japan, and the other 3 were all part of Sega's Phantasy Star Online series. At this time,
Ew,
Nintendo
Phantasy
just weren't
Star
that interested in the
Online.
online world. They were more interested in creating unique multiplayer
You guys
experiences
love
that
that
happened right here
game.
in meat space. Like this special cable
Kitsune.
that turned the Game Boy Advance into a screen-having controller, predictive of what they would later do with the Switch. You plug the adapter into this high-speed port here, which I have instead filled with several grams of high-quality speed. But by 2004, it was pretty clear that the future of gaming wasn't young and local, it was older.
People love
and
Phantasy
online.
Star Online.
Halo 2 released on the Xbox, selling over 8 million copies, with an impressive but short campaign. But the real draw was Xbox Live, which Microsoft promoted with the help of these spiky-haired simpletons.
I've got to get this at my house. How do you do it?
All about broadband, my man. You gotta have a high-speed internet service.
Like DSL?
What I love about these commercials is the complete contempt that the advertisers clearly have for the targeted audience, portraying them as monster energy-addled man-children with anger issues.
But they're not wrong. They're not wrong though. That's the funny part. Yeah, I mean, like, that's kind of what they are. I'm not saying everyone, but it's kind of true. Like, there was a lot of angry Xbox Live gamers. I think that's it was a bit of a not a bad take to say that they weren't like that. They genuinely were. God forbid you loaded up into a fucking lobby and there was some guy like blasting slurs.
I can feel the energy flowing through the high-speed Ethernet cables.
Dude, who are you talking to? Are we gonna play or what?
But then again, they were probably spot on, considering the main activities that took place on Xbox Live were simulating the sexual assault of the war dead, or
I can't tell if this guy's being sarcastic or not.
calling a 14-year-old boy on the other side of the world a retard. Truly, a golden age for gaming.
One must learn before one can dominate.
Sarcastic, okay.
The Xbox
I love teabagging people in video games, sorry.
Nintendo were losing
It's funny.
$180 million a year in hardware sales. Hiroshi Yamauchi retired and was replaced by Satoru Iwata, who had been instrumental in bringing Meowth and all the other inferior Pokemon to Western markets. Under his leadership, the company restructured, becoming more collaborative and experimental. But sales
Good.
dwindled further in the console's twilight years,
No!
with very few titles getting an exclusive release. Resident Evil 4 was a notable one, but I never played it, and so I don't really care. Nintendo moved on to developing
How dare
games for
you.
the Wii, and in 2007, they discontinued the console for good. It only sold 22 million units through its lifespan, which sounds like a lot, but it was far short of the 50 million projected. In many ways,
The
the
Wii
GameCube
was so
the
good.
last true home console, meant to be
I
played
had-
in
my friend had a Wii.
shoulder-bashing, screen-jumping proximity with your friends. It was old-fashioned, but it was also ahead of its time in ways that wouldn't become obvious until years later. And that's why it's so fondly remembered. And
I hated the
certainly why
Wii.
spent the
I
better
had
part of
mixed
2
feelings
weeks
about the
writing
Wii.
a
It
love
worked.
letter to
It didn't work half the time, and it was busted. Do you guys remember iToy? Oh, there we go. Okay. Do you guys remember that? Fucking iToy? Yeah, the iToy. iToy for the PlayStation. iPad. Oh, here we go. Yeah. This is. I remember this ad, dude. Like, watch this. Watch this. This is so fucking bad.
Welcome to the world of iToy. Now, you're probably raring to get going with it, but if you haven't played games using iToy before, there's just a few things you need to
so
know to help you
bad.
get the most fun out of it. It's really very simple. The only other things you'll need are a console, a TV, and, yes, a player. Ah, yes, you'll do fine. Now, first, plug the iToy USB camera into either of the 2 USB connectors on your
Dude,
console.
this is such a fucking
Then,
weird
place
throwback,
the camera
man.
in the middle of your TV, either below or immediately above it. Just stand back 1.5 to 2 meters. That's better. You need to make sure that your image is in the center of the screen. If it is not, gently tilt the camera up or down until it is. There's no need to move the
God,
whole
man.
camera. If you're a little blurry, you can adjust the focus by rotating the manual focus ring on the camera. Now,
I never
most
knew this existed
important,
for the
you must
PS2,
stand
dude. It
out
was so
clearly
niche.
on the screen. So arrange the lighting so that you are not too bright or too dark. But don't worry, a red light on the camera
This was an
will
actual
come on
ad.
if you are
No, this was the introduction for when you turn on the iToy or something. Like when you put in a game that was used for iToy.
too dark. So just make yourself a little brighter. Now you are ready to play. There is no controller in iToy. You are the controls. That's right. Just move your arms, your head, or any part of your body. But obviously, make sure you have enough room to play. Now, if you should need to stop the game, just place your hand right in front of the camera. And one
This was so ghetto, man. I remember this. If you wanted to stop playing the game because it was so ghetto and like not like how do I say evolved? Yeah, you had to put your fucking hands in front of the camera to pause it because there's no way to stop it.
You can, of course, cheat
That's
by
so
moving your
weird.
whole body close to the camera. But where's the fun in that? Now, have fun playing iToy.
Yep.
Goodbye.
This was so old, man. 11 years ago. Man, oh man. We have a Connect at Home, Connect at Home. When did iToy come out? iToy PS2 release. 2003. Connect Xbox release. Yeah, this was before. This was so long ago. Yeah. Wow, man. 2004? Nope, you're wrong, man. 2010. This was way before the Connect. Damn. For first time, it was okay. Yeah. I was talking about the iToy. Oh, yeah. That's for the Xbox. No, off by a year. Yeah. iToy is 2003, 2004. It's crazy to me that that's like a thing. What a throwback. Xbox One came out in 2013. Nah, it says 2010. 2010! Chat, you guys were shitting your diapers back then. Wow, 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 wow. More like throw it in the trash. I'll be honest, the iToy was awesome back in the day, but this was like 2002 or 3. 2010, I think I was 17-ish, so you were still shitting your diapers. Kidding. I'm kidding. Mommy. Piss. Shit. Piss. Fuck. Fucking shit on. Calm. Piss myself. Fuck. Piss. Fuck. Piss.